Morning. It's Monday, September the 30th, and this is our last sugar baby watermelon. You can see here this plant is dying back, pretty heavy, and we just had this major hurricane storm come through here, even all the way up in central Indiana. We got several inches of rain and some very high winds. Fortunately for us, we didn't sustain any damage. Other than some plants being on the ground. But this is our last sugar baby watermelon, and let me show you something here. How easy this thing comes right off the vine. See that? And that's because I harvested this thing Saturday, day before the storm got here. Now we did get a little bit of rain on it, and what I always try to do is harvest my melons before rains hit, and I stop watering a week prior to harvesting them. And fortunately for us, we've been in a terrible drought. So Saturday we did get some rain on this guy. This has actually been in the refrigerator. I just wanted to show you the plant itself, how it's dying back. And this is the last melon, and we were very fortunate enough in the fact that I remembered to get this thing off the plant before Sunday got here, and all of that rain we got and the high winds. So we're going to take this guy inside, and we're going to cut this guy open and see how well we did. So bear with me. Okay, we're back. Sorry to play that little prank on you, but I just wanted to show you the plants and how they ended up. And I didn't even think about making a video of me cutting the last one off the vine Saturday. It was kind of raining, and I didn't want to take the tablet out in the rain anyway. So here we are. These are an heirloom variety. We've harvested several this year off of 5 different plants. And each melon that we harvested, I tried to get before rains come in, or I stopped watering it a week or two prior before harvesting. I've made the mistake in the past with cantaloupes especially, of watering right up to the day of harvest, and that just kind of the melons just aren't as sweet. So I always try to give it like a week of no water at all before we harvest it. And this has been in the refrigerator since Saturday evening when we did get it off the vine. And all of our fruits that we grow here are blueberries, our blackberries, our strawberries, our melons. I always try to put in the refrigerator and give it 24 hours to get cold before I eat them. To me, it simply tastes better. The coldness of the refrigerator seems to make it a bit sweeter. And that's how I like to eat the fruits that we grow here. So this has been in the refrigerator getting cold. I don't like picking a strawberry or a blackberry off the vine and eating it. I will when I'm making videos, but if I have my choice, I'll pick a bucket full and I'll bring them in and wash them, and I'll put them in the refrigerator overnight before I eat them. They just taste better, and especially our Charlotte strawberries. I picked those off the vine, and I ate some of those this year, and they were great. But the flavor really comes in off of those Charlotte strawberries once you put them in the refrigerator and let them go through a little cold snap. 24 hours later, it's like eating candy. That's no joke. So if you've never tried that, you should give it a try. That's how I like our fruits that we grow here. Anyway, that's how we do it. But we're going to cut this guy open now and see how well we did. Even though it got a little bit of rain on it Saturday, well, it got quite a bit of rain on it Saturday, and But prior to Saturday, we had weeks of a drought. So we're going to open it up and see how we did. And you can see this white haze on the melon here. Most of it's gone away. On these sugar babies, and I learned this trick from a YouTuber, and I can't remember her channel. I want to give a shout out to her. On the sugar baby watermelons, they'll get a haze over these melons. Even though the tendrils die back, they'll get a haze, and you don't want to harvest it. Even though the tendrils have died back, let this haze start clearing up on the outside of the melon, and that's kind of an indicator that your melon, for this variety, is reaching peak ripeness or sweetness. So let's cut this guy open and see how well we did, even though it went through a rainstorm. Oh, now I can tell this thing's got a lot of water in it because I did not slice the knife all the way down. I basically punctured the melon and it split all its on. And that tells me that it took up some water Saturday, because the other melons where I didn't water and there was no rain on them, I had to forcibly cut the melon. But this one, look, it basically, I stuck the knife in here and it split all the way around the melon and went off to the side. So this melon's got a lot of water in it, so it may not be as sweet as the ones we've harvested that didn't get rained on. So we'll go ahead and try to cut this guy and get it close to halfway. All right. But you can see it's still beautiful red. And for a sugar baby watermelon, we grew all of these on trellises. We found that works better for us. The fruits don't rotten on the bottom, and we don't have the bug issues digging into them when we trellis them. And with the sugar baby variety, I bought this melon this year, the plants this year, because they're supposed to have been a smaller melon, but you can see that's a pretty large melon. And what we do is we hang them in these. This is an old turkey bag from a Thanksgiving turkey. I save the bags and wash them up, and I'll hang them up. I've got 4 or 5 of them, and they work great for hanging your fruits and heavy vegetables if you're growing something vertically on it that's heavy. So I'll stick that melon inside that bag and tie it up here and run a wire through that and wire it up to the trellis, and that supports the weight of these guys, because this plant grew a lot bigger melons than the first plant we harvested from. So we're going to see if this is as sweet as the one we picked last week, and the first one we picked or harvested that was a lot smaller melon. This is very sweet and very juicy because it's loaded with water. It's got a lot of water in this melon. That's why it split when I stuck the knife in. It's just a hair, or the one we harvested last week that had went through 2 weeks of drought and high 90s was a bit sweeter than this melon. This melon has been watered by me, and then the storm came in and rained on it, so it's got a significantly more water than the one I harvested last week, but it's very good. It's very sweet. Yeah, every time I go to just put it just basically cuts on its own. And you can see. And since this is an heirloom variety, we're drying out these seeds and we're saving it from the plants so we don't have, or from the melon, so we don't have to buy plants next year. Man, that's good. Very juicy. Very sweet. But the trick to these guys, whether it's watermelons or cantaloupes, is stop watering a week prior to your harvest, and your fruits will be, or your melons will be a little sweeter than if you water right up to the day of harvest. So there you go. There's our sugar baby watermelon. Our last harvest of the season of these, our last melon. They did great this year. Our first year growing this variety. And with it being an heirloom, we're going to save the seeds. We're going to give seeds to family and friends, because we have a ton of these guys. And if you've never tried sugar baby watermelon, you ought to give it a try. It's a very easy watermelon plant to grow. We're on a small city lot, so we can't grow things that vine out heavily. We grow a lot of things vertically that do vine. And this is a smaller variety watermelon plant, and it worked great for us, and it's very delicious. Thanks for watching.